Now, the most important story of the day. I don't want to forget about immigration, forget about the economy collapsing, forget about the bank runs, forget about World War III. I want to congratulate Miller Lite. Miller Lite is following its own truth. It's going against the conservative cancel mob. Okay, it's standing up. Miller Lite is at least as gay as Bud Light. Take it away.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer.
That good helps farmers grow quality hops,
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good too. Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
This is the Cleopatra of Bud Light commercials. This is Miller Lite is now the Netflix of brewers. Actually, did you know beer was invented by women? I mean, it wasn't, but let's just say so. Did you know actually Cleopatra was black? I can't wait for the next documentary from Netflix on George Washington starring Spike Lee. It's going to be really great. This historical claim is that beer was invented by women or has been produced by women for centuries or whatever, which is obviously not true. If you're going to give credit to any group, I guess you should give it to monks, right? Wasn't it the monks who really began brewing and popularizing beer? Okay, fine. Then you get to the next level, which is, in the past, we've sold beer by putting pictures of pretty women in bikinis on our advertisements. And that was terrible. So now we're going to put very angry feminists wearing very sort of frumpy clothing. That's how we're going to sell beer to our customer base. That's totally going to convince them. And then the third part, which irritates me, frankly, even more than the first two, which is women saying that we love to say naughty language. You know, if I say S-H-I-T, that's going to make me cool and hip. It's like all these female comedians who just think if they talk about their genitals and say some four-letter words, that's a substitute for a joke and for comedy. It's not. It's not at all. Miller Lite, huh? You know what I say? Miller Lite and the loafers is what they are these days. I'll see myself out now. Good night, everybody. Now, it's differently woke than the Bud Light commercial. And I should point out the Miller Lite commercial came out before the Bud Light commercial and no one noticed it, and people are only noticing it now after the big backlash. So I'm sure Miller executives are doing their best to try to downplay this commercial. I bet it was Bud Light opposition researchers who found this from Miller and they're popularizing this right now. But it's differently woke. The Bud Light commercial, the Bud Light can with Dylan Mulvaney was woke in that it was adopting this radical new anthropology. So it was positioning itself as fun and happy and light. With Miller, you're seeing the flip side of wokeness, or the flip side of liberalism. That's all it really is. Just use the basic old word, which is that really negative, angry side, the side of resentment, the side with a chip on its shoulder. It's the same practical effect, which is insulting the people who actually buy these beers. But you're seeing both sides. There's the happy, glitzy facade, and then the underlying angry reality of it. As I've said before, though, I'm not worried about Miller Lite now. Oh, no, I can't drink Miller Lite. Or, oh, no, I can't drink Bud Light. Because I prefer to drink White Claw when I'm drinking a canned alcohol. And White Claw is already so gay that it will never have to prove its liberal bona fides by pandering to the wokies or by insulting its customer base, which is great. I love that. I get to drink my mango hard seltzer in peace. Right now, go to cinch.com, use promo code Knowles. The weather is warming up in Nashville, which means that everyone's gearing up for backyard barbecues and campfires. The last thing you need to be doing while getting ready to host a barbecue is driving around worrying about where to refill your propane grill tank. That is why you need to check out Cinch. Cinch is a propane grill tank home delivery service. They deliver propane grill tanks right to your door. Cinch delivers on your schedule. It requires no long-term commitment or subscription. Plus, delivery is completely contactless. You don't have to wait around at home. Track the order on the Cinch app from anywhere. Whether you are grilling steaks or lighting up the patio heaters on a cold night, Cinch's propane delivery service ensures that you have the fuel you need to make the most of every moment. Go online right now to cinch.com or order the Cinch app, okay? You download that app, you can make your orders. New customers can get their first tank exchange for just $10 with promo code Knowles, Knowles. That is cinch.com, or you get that Cinch app, use promo code Knowles, Knowles, to get your first tank exchange for just $10. This is a limited time offer. You must live within a Cinch service area to redeem it. Go to cinch.com, CYNCH.com/offer for details. President Trump, I think he made a little bit of a misstep. And so in a spirit of friendship and love and care, I would encourage him to maybe not go down the path that he appears to be going down, which is President Trump is positioning himself to the left of Ron DeSantis on the issue of life. And I think this is a huge mistake. Trump was discussing the abortion ban, now the 6-week abortion ban in Florida that Ron DeSantis is behind. And Trump said, quote, he has to do what he has to do. If you look at what DeSantis did, a lot of people don't even know if he knew what he was doing. But he signed 6 weeks, and many people within the pro-life community feel that was too harsh. So just to correct the record, as a card-carrying member in good standing of the pro-life community, nobody within the pro-life community thinks 6 weeks is too harsh. We think that 6 weeks is too lenient because a person is a person no matter how small, and it's always wrong to murder people. And so if anything at all, a 6-week ban is too lenient. Might be a good incremental step in the right direction. But murder is either wrong or it isn't. And abortion either ends a human life or it doesn't. And there's no way to meet in the middle. We've talked about this a lot with transgenderism. Frankly, it's even clearer on the issue of abortion. There are some issues where we can find a conciliatory middle ground and everybody can kumbaya and be happy. On tax rates, on immigration policy, on foreign policy, on trade, on all sorts of things. But on a question like life, it's kind of a binary question. Can we kill babies or not? Should we murder innocent little babies or not? If the baby is a baby, if abortion ends a human life, then you shouldn't be allowed to do it. If abortion does not end a human life, if the baby's not really a baby, if it's some other kind of thing, it's a mere clump of cells or is not a human or not alive or whatever, then there's no reason that you should really limit abortion at all. This is why Hillary Clinton's answer on abortion, the safe, legal, and rare answer on abortion, is so silly. If abortion is murder, then it shouldn't be legal. If abortion is not murder, then it should not be rare. There's no reason for it to be rare. I think this is a huge mistake for Trump, too, just politically, because Trump is the guy who overruled Roe v. Wade, as he pointed out elsewhere in that statement. But that's what he should run on. He's the greatest hero to the pro-life movement that we've ever seen. Okay? Run on it. Win it. Americans are pro-life. The Republican base is very pro-life. Why would you ever cede that territory to your primary rival, your chief primary rival, when you've got the best record on it? It's a huge mistake to run to the left of DeSantis. The knock on DeSantis' campaign right now is that he has support from people within the establishment. It's not even necessarily DeSantis' fault. He's not Trump. He's the biggest threat to Trump, and so people in the establishment are more inclined to support him. So if you're Trump, You know that your base, your guys are the hardcore ones. They're the bloodthirsty ones. They're the, paradoxically though, on the issue of life, they're actually the ones who don't want to shed blood. They're the ones who are the great defenders of life. So just go for it, man. You're Donald Trump. Be Donald Trump. Don't meet people in the middle, okay? Especially on something like life, especially on something that is the most important aspect of your legacy. When Donald Trump is remembered, he might be remembered for a handful of things, but the chief accomplishment that man has to his name, the most important thing that man has ever done in his life, is to appoint the judges who overruled Roe v. Wade, who will, over the course of the years, hundreds of thousands, millions of babies will be saved because of what Donald Trump did. So run on it, man. Don't cede that ground to DeSantis. I know what you're thinking. That was a great clip. If you want more, if you want the longer form interviews, if you want the yes or no game, if you want face off, if you want the breakouts, if you want the full show, you gotta subscribe, ring that bell. Michael Knowles YouTube channel. See you next time.